Okay, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about something that trips up so many talented, hardworking people. It's a hidden career trap, and it's all about being too helpful. So, let me ask you this. Is the one thing you're most proud of at work, your incredible reliability, actually the very thing that's stalling your career? I know, it sounds crazy, but for a lot of top performers, it's the unfortunate truth. To really get this, let's picture someone we all know. We'll call her Sarah. Sarah is the office superhero, right? She's the one who always stays late. She handles all that thankless operational maintenance that keeps the lights on. And whenever there's a fire drill, she's the one who puts it out. She thinks this makes her indispensable. And she's right. But it's not the win she thinks it is. So where does this come from? Well, Sarah's mindset is built on a core belief that a lot of us share about our careers. It's what we could call the myth of merit. You know the one I'm talking about. It's this idea that if you just put your head down and do excellent work, the results will speak for themselves. That the system will just notice, and you'll get the rewards you deserve. It sounds great, it feels fair, but honestly, in many organizations, buying into that idea is one of the most expensive mistakes you can make. The results don't always speak for themselves. And this whole dynamic, this situation that has Sarah stuck, it has a name. And that's what we're really digging into today. It's called the helpful trap. So what is the helpful trap exactly? Here's the deal. It's when you become so valuable, so critical in your current job that the company actually has a powerful systemic reason to keep you right there. You're just too good to lose from that specific spot. And that's the crazy paradox, isn't it? The better you get at your job, the harder it can be to get promoted out of it. You're not building a reputation as a leader, you're building one for being the ultimate operational firefighter, which is one of the hardest roles to advance from. So why? Why does this even happen? To understand that, we need to look under the hood at the mechanics of getting stuck. And here's the key thing to remember. It's not personal, it's systemic. Okay, here's the first huge concept you have to get. To the senior leaders making decisions way up the chain, you aren't a complex person with a detailed career plan. You are a proxy, a mental shortcut. And if the only signal you're sending up the ladder is that you're brilliant at execution, the system just files you away as a reliable resource. End of story. Now let's switch cheers for a second. Let's think about this from your manager's perspective. Their number one goal is to keep the department running smoothly and hitting its targets. And you? We're their safety net. Promoting you isn't just a simple personnel change. For them, it's a huge risk. It creates a hole, it creates instability. So keeping you right where you are, well, it's a perfectly logical choice for them. And all of this leads to something called role entrenchment. This is that feeling of being completely parked in your job. You've become so good at what you do that the entire organization has unconsciously built its processes around you, staying put. You've become a critical piece of the infrastructure. Okay, so that's the problem. And I know, it sounds a little bleak, but here's the good news. There is absolutely a way out. So let's shift gears and talk about how you can actually escape this plateau. The solution isn't to stop being reliable or to start doing bad work. Of course not. The real solution is to make a strategic pivot. It's about closing what's called the visibility-credibility gap. See, you already have the credibility from your great work. Now you need the right kind of visibility. The whole goal is to shift from being seen as a reliable resource to being seen as a strategic asset. This means you have to stop sending only deliverable signals and start sending leadership signals. You have to move from just fixing problems to solving the systemic issues that cause them. It's the difference between staying late to fix a broken report and being the person asking, hey, why is our reporting process broken in the first place? So how do you actually do this? Well, it comes down to 3 concrete steps. First, you've got to identify the friction. Find those systemic issues that are giving your manager a constant headache. Second, own the solution. Don't just point out the problem. Offer to lead the project that fixes it for good. And third, and this is so important, make that strategic work legible. Document it, present on it, and make sure the people in the rooms you want to be in can see and understand the impact you're having. Ultimately, this whole pivot is about fundamentally changing how the organization perceives your value. It's about becoming that strategic asset they can't afford not to promote. Remember this. You're sending signals about your capabilities to your organization every single day, whether you intend to or not. So the real question is, are you consciously choosing which signals you want to send? The most important thing to take away from this is to stop being passive. Don't wait for recognition to be handed to you. You have to start actively building it. You have to be the architect of your own reputation, one strategic conversation at a time. And that brings us to the final question you need to ask yourself. Are you going to be a reliable resource that just gets used up? Or are you ready to become the playmaker who actually shapes the future? The choice and the strategy is yours.